Welcome to our journey through the rich culture and history of traditional African pottery. Here, in the cradle of humanity, the earth itself has provided the canvas for some of the most profound artistic expressions. Africa is a continent renowned for its diverse cultures and rich artistic traditions, and pottery is one of its most fascinating aspects. For millennia, hands have shaped clay, imbuing it with stories, beliefs, and the very essence of life. These are not mere objects, they are vessels of history, carrying the whispers of ancestors and the rhythms of ancient communities across the vast landscapes of this extraordinary continent. From the sun-baked Sahel to the lush rainforests of the Congo, from the highlands of Ethiopia to the coastal plains of the West, the traditions of pottery are as varied and vibrant as the ecosystems that nurture them. We will explore how simple earth and fire are transformed into objects of both profound utility and breathtaking beauty. This is a story of ingenuity, of adaptation, and of an enduring connection between people and the land they inhabit, a connection that continues to shape and define cultures today. Join me, Emma, as we delve into this remarkable world. We'll uncover the ancient origins of these crafts, understand their deep spiritual and social significance, and marvel at the sheer diversity of styles that have blossomed across Africa. We will see how these traditions are not static relics of the past, but living, evolving art forms that continue to inspire and sustain communities. Prepare to be captivated by the enduring legacy of African pottery, a testament to human creativity and resilience. Our story begins in an Africa vastly different from the one we know today, in the heart of what is now the Sahara Desert. Around 10,000 years before the Common Era, this region was a fertile expanse, teeming with life, a green Sahara. It was here, amidst lakes and grasslands, that some of the earliest evidence of pottery making on the continent has been unearthed, a testament to the ingenuity of early human societies who first unlocked the secrets held within the malleable earth beneath their feet. These ancient peoples, hunter-gatherers and early pastoralists, discovered the remarkable properties of clay. Perhaps it was an accidental observation, clay drying in the sun, hardening after a fire. But this serendipitous moment sparked a revolution. They learned that this abundant, pliable material could be shaped, molded, and transformed. This was not just a practical discovery, it was a profound step in human development, allowing for new ways to interact with and control their environment, a fundamental shift in their relationship with the natural world. The earliest forms of African pottery were likely simple, utilitarian vessels, crafted by hand without the aid of a wheel. Coiling and pinching techniques would have been prevalent, each pot bearing the unique imprint of its maker's hands. These were not merely containers, they were extensions of human capability, allowing for the storage of water, grains, and other essential resources. This innovation would have had a significant impact on their ability to settle, to plan, and to build more complex social structures. Imagine the scene, a community gathered, hands working in unison, transforming raw earth into functional art. The clay, sourced from local riverbeds or deposits, would be carefully prepared, impurities removed, its texture perfected. This intimate knowledge of local resources, of the specific qualities of different clays, was passed down through generations, forming the bedrock of a tradition that would endure for millennia, adapting and evolving with each passing epoch. The true magic, however, lay in the firing. Early potters would have used open firing techniques, perhaps simple pit kilns dug into the earth. The vessels, carefully dried, would be nestled amongst combustible materials, wood, dung, grasses, and set ablaze. The intense heat, often reaching hundreds of degrees Celsius, would transform the fragile clay into durable ceramic, a material resistant to water and time, a permanent record of their skill. This process of firing was fraught with uncertainty. Too much heat, too quickly, and the pots could crack or explode. Too little, and they would remain porous and weak. Success depended on a deep understanding of fire, of airflow, and of the properties of the clay itself. It was a delicate dance between human skill and the raw power of the elements, a process that imbued each successfully fired piece with a sense of accomplishment and value. The discovery of firing was a watershed moment. It elevated pottery from a temporary solution to a lasting technology. These hardened clay vessels could withstand daily use, could be used for cooking directly over a fire, and could preserve precious foodstuffs from pests and spoilage. This newfound durability ensured that pottery would become an indispensable part of African life, a cornerstone of domestic and communal activity. The shards and complete vessels that archaeologists have painstakingly recovered from sites like Unjugu in Mali, dating back to at least 9,400 BC, whisper tales of these early innovators. They reveal a sophisticated understanding of materials and techniques far earlier than previously imagined. These ancient fragments are tangible links to a distant past, evidence of minds already exploring the artistic and practical potential of their surroundings. Thus, from these humble beginnings in the once green Sahara, the art of pottery began its long and intricate journey across the African continent. It was a skill born of necessity, nurtured by curiosity, and perfected through countless generations of experimentation and refinement. The echoes of these first firings still resonate today, in the enduring traditions that continue to shape and enrich African cultures. The legacy of these pioneering potters is immense. They laid the foundations for an art form that would become deeply interwoven with the spiritual, social, and economic fabric of countless African societies. Their ability to transform common earth into objects of lasting utility and emerging beauty marks a pivotal chapter in the human story, a testament to our species' innate drive to create and innovate. Traditional African pottery is far more than mere earthenware. It is a silent narrator of cultural identity, a vessel carrying the very essence of community life. Its significance permeates every facet of existence, from the mundane practicalities of daily routine to the most sacred rituals and ceremonies. Each pot, each shard, holds a universe of meaning, reflecting the beliefs, values, and social structures of the people who created and used it. One of the most fundamental roles of pottery has always been storage and preservation. In climates where resources can be scarce and seasons dictate abundance, the ability to store grain, water, oils, and fermented beverages was, and often still is, crucial for survival. Large, well-crafted pots, often buried partially in the cool earth or kept in dedicated granaries, protected vital supplies from pests, moisture, and spoilage, ensuring sustenance for families and communities through lean times. Beyond simple storage, specific pots were designed for particular culinary tasks. There were robust cooking pots built to withstand the direct heat of the fire, their shapes often optimized for even heat distribution. Others were crafted for brewing traditional beers or fermenting foods, their forms and materials sometimes contributing to the unique flavors and qualities of the final product. The kitchen, with its array of specialized pottery, was the heart of the home, a place of nourishment and continuity. But the importance of African pottery extends far beyond the domestic sphere, playing a pivotal role in rituals and ceremonies. Specially commissioned or sacred pots are often central to rites of passage, birth, initiation, marriage, and death. These vessels might be used to hold sacred substances, to make offerings to ancestors or spirits, or as symbolic representations of deities or cosmic forces. Their forms, decorations, and even the clays from which they are made can be imbued with deep spiritual power. In many cultures, pots are integral to healing practices. Herbal medicines and sacred concoctions are prepared and administered in specific ceramic vessels, believed to enhance the efficacy of the treatment. The potter, in these contexts, is not just an artisan but sometimes a figure with specialized knowledge whose creations mediate between the physical and spiritual realms, contributing to the well-being of the community. Artistic expression finds a profound outlet in African pottery. The surfaces of these clay forms become canvases for intricate designs, symbolic motifs, and abstract patterns. These decorations are rarely arbitrary. They often convey complex messages about identity, lineage, social status, or spiritual beliefs. The choice of color, the texture, the incised lines or the applied embellishments all contribute to a rich visual language understood within the community. The act of creating pottery itself can be a deeply communal and social activity, particularly for women who are the primary potters in many African societies. Knowledge and skills are passed down from mother to daughter, from aunt to niece through generations. The pottery-making process, from digging the clay to the final firing, often involves shared labor, storytelling, and the reinforcement of social bonds, strengthening the fabric of the community. Furthermore, pottery can serve as a marker of social significance and status. Elaborately decorated or unusually large pots might be commissioned by or gifted to individuals of high standing, such as chiefs or elders. They can be used in communal feasts, displayed during important gatherings, or even form part of a bride's dowry, symbolizing wealth, hospitality, and the continuity of lineage. The quality and artistry of a household's pottery could reflect its standing within the wider social group. The very forms of the pots can be symbolic. Some shapes mimic natural forms like gourds or human figures, while others are purely abstract, their curves and angles carrying culturally specific meanings. The anthropomorphic pots of the Mangbetu people, for example, with their elegantly elongated heads, are not just containers but representations of cultural ideals and aesthetic preferences, instantly recognizable symbols of their heritage. Even the breaking of a pot can hold significance. In some funerary rites, pots are intentionally broken to symbolize the end of a life or to release the spirit. The shards, though fragmented, still carry the essence of the whole, poignant reminders of what once was. Thus, from its creation to its eventual demise, pottery is intimately woven into the cycle of life and death, a constant companion on the human journey. Chapter 3. A Continent of Clay. The Diversity of African Pottery Styles. Africa, a continent of staggering diversity, naturally gives rise to an equally astonishing array of pottery styles. Each region, each cultural group, has developed unique traditions shaped by local materials, environmental conditions, and distinct aesthetic sensibilities. To explore African pottery is to embark on a journey through a kaleidoscope of forms, functions, and artistic expressions, each telling a unique story of human creativity. Consider the striking pottery of the Ndebele people of southern Africa. Renowned for their vibrant geometric patterns often seen adorning their homes, this aesthetic extends seamlessly to their ceramic art. Ndebele pots are typically bold and colorful, featuring strong lines and symmetrical designs. These are not merely decorative. The patterns can convey social status and cultural identity, a visual language that speaks volumes about the maker and her community. Journey north, to the Berber communities of North Africa, particularly in regions like the Maghreb. Here, pottery traditions stretch back millennia, influenced by indigenous techniques as well as interactions with Phoenician, Roman, and Islamic cultures. Berber pottery often features intricate hand-painted geometric motifs, sometimes in earthy tones of ochre, black, and white. The forms are robust, designed for the demands of daily life in arid landscapes, yet imbued with a timeless elegance. In West Africa, the Yoruba people of Nigeria boast a rich and complex pottery heritage. Their work ranges from utilitarian vessels to powerful ritualistic and sculptural pieces. Yoruba pottery is often characterized by its sculptural qualities, with human and animal forms frequently incorporated. Sacred pots, such as those dedicated to various orishas, deities, are particularly elaborate, adorned with symbolic imagery that reflects the intricate cosmology of Yoruba belief systems. Travel eastwards, and we encounter the distinctive pottery of the Makonde people, hailing from Mozambique and Tanzania. The Makonde are celebrated for their exceptional wood carving, and this sculptural prowess is also evident in their ceramic art. Their pottery often takes on anthropomorphic or zoomorphic forms, sometimes incorporating multiple figures in complex narrative scenes. These are powerful, expressive pieces, often used in ceremonies and storytelling. Further south, the Himba people of Namibia and Angola, semi-nomadic pastoralists, create pottery that reflects their unique lifestyle and environment. Himba pottery is typically hand-coiled, often with a reddish hue derived from the local clay and ochre. The forms are generally simple and functional, suited to their mobile existence, yet they possess a raw, unadorned beauty. Decorations when present are often incised or impressed, subtle yet meaningful. Beyond these few examples lies a vast spectrum of other styles. The Lobi people of Burkina Faso create enigmatic pots with distinctive spouts and handles, often associated with spiritual protection. The Bamana of Mali are known for their large, beautifully formed water jars, essential in a dry climate. In Ethiopia, ancient traditions persist, with potters creating everything from everyday cookware to elaborate coffee pots, jabinas, central to the nation's famed coffee ceremony. The techniques employed are as varied as the styles. While some cultures utilize simple open firing, others have developed more sophisticated kiln technologies. The surface treatments also differ widely. Some pots are burnished to a high sheen. Others are coated with slips of different colored clays. Some are smoked to achieve a deep black finish, and many are intricately painted or incised before or after firing. This diversity is not accidental. It is a direct reflection of the continent's rich tapestry of cultures and environments. The availability of specific types of clay, fuel sources, and even water influences the techniques and styles that develop in a particular region. Furthermore, trade routes and migrations have led to the cross-pollination of ideas, resulting in fascinating hybrid styles that blend different traditions. What unites these diverse expressions is the fundamental human impulse to create, to transform humble earth into objects of beauty and utility. Each pot, whether a simple indebble storage jar or an elaborate Yoruba ritual vessel, is a testament to the skill, artistry, and cultural heritage of its maker. They are tangible links to specific places, peoples, and ways of life, offering a profound insight into the soul of Africa. Chapter 4. Clay Chronicles, the Storytelling Pottery of Africa. Across the vast expanse of the African continent, pottery serves not only as a utilitarian object or a decorative piece, but also as a profound medium of storytelling. Long before written languages were widespread, the surfaces of clay vessels became canvases for narratives, preserving cultural myths, chronicling historical events, and transmitting ancestral wisdom through generations. These are not silent objects, they speak a visual language rich in symbolism and meaning. The designs and symbols adorning traditional African pottery are rarely mere embellishments. Each line, each motif, each figurative representation can be a carefully chosen element in a larger narrative. These visual codes, understood intimately by members of the community, transform a simple pot into a repository of collective memory and cultural identity, a library etched in clay. Consider the Dogon people of Mali, whose cosmology is incredibly complex. Their pottery often incorporates symbols representing celestial bodies, ancestral spirits, and foundational myths about the creation of the universe. A seemingly abstract pattern might in fact depict the primordial egg from which all life emerged, or the zigzag path of a mythical serpent ancestor. These pots become teaching tools, reinforcing core beliefs with every glance. In many cultures, pottery recounts legends of heroic figures, trickster animals, or significant migrations. For example, among certain Bantu-speaking groups, depictions of specific animals like the tortoise or the hare might allude to well-known folk tales that carry moral lessons. The way these figures are portrayed, their interactions, and the context in which they appear can all contribute to the unfolding story. Historical events, too, can be immortalized in clay. A pot might feature imagery commemorating a significant battle, the establishment of a new village, or the reign of a revered leader. While not a literal historical record in the Western sense, these depictions serve as powerful mnemonic devices, keeping important communal memories alive and fostering a shared sense of history and belonging among the people. The storytelling aspect is often deeply interwoven with the pot's function. A vessel used in an initiation ceremony, for instance, might be decorated with symbols representing the transition from childhood to adulthood, or the knowledge and responsibilities that come with this new status. The initiates, by interacting with the pot, are also absorbing the stories and values it embodies. Sometimes the entire form of the pot itself tells a story. Anthropomorphic vessels, common in many African traditions, can represent ancestors, deities, or spirits. The posture, facial expression, and adornments of such a pot can convey narratives about the character's role, power, or relationship to the human world. Holding such a pot is akin to holding a piece of the story itself. The colors used in decoration also contribute to the narrative. White clay slip might symbolize purity or the spirit world, red ochre could represent life, blood, or power, while black might signify the earth, night, or ancestral presence. The combination and placement of these colors add layers of meaning to the visual tale being told on the ceramic surface. This tradition of storytelling through pottery is a dynamic one. While ancient motifs are preserved and passed down, new stories and symbols can also emerge, reflecting contemporary experiences or evolving beliefs. This ensures that the pottery remains a relevant and living form of cultural expression, adapting to the changing world while retaining its deep historical roots. The act of interpreting these clay chronicles often happens within a communal context. Elders might use a decorated pot to illustrate a story told orally, pointing out the relevant symbols and explaining their meaning to younger generations. In this way, the pottery facilitates intergenerational communication and the transmission of cultural knowledge, ensuring that the stories held within the clay continue to resonate. Ultimately, the storytelling pottery of Africa underscores the profound connection between art, culture, and communication. It demonstrates how a seemingly simple craft can become a powerful vehicle for preserving identity, conveying wisdom, and celebrating the rich narrative traditions that form the bedrock of human societies across this diverse and ancient continent. Chapter 5. The Enduring Flame, Modern Significance of African Pottery. In an ever-globalizing world, traditional African pottery is not merely a relic of the past, but a vibrant and evolving art form with profound modern significance. Its ancient roots provide a deep well of inspiration, while contemporary artisans and communities are finding new ways to express its beauty and utility, ensuring its flame continues to burn brightly on both local and international stages. One of the most striking aspects of modern African pottery is its growing global recognition. Museums and galleries across the world now showcase African ceramics, celebrating them not just as ethnographic artifacts, but as sophisticated works of art in their own right. This international acclaim helps to elevate the status of the craft and brings much-deserved attention to the skilled artisans who continue these traditions. This global exposure has also led to fascinating fusions of traditional techniques with modern aesthetics. Contemporary African potters, some formally trained in art schools and others deeply rooted in ancestral methods, are experimenting with new forms, glazes, and firing techniques. They might incorporate contemporary themes or abstract designs while still drawing on the rich symbolic language and craftsmanship of their heritage, creating pieces that are both timeless and strikingly modern. The economic importance of pottery for many African communities cannot be overstated. For countless families, particularly in rural areas, pottery production provides a vital source of income. It is often a craft dominated by women, empowering them economically and allowing them to support their households and contribute to the local economy. The sale of pottery, whether in local markets or to international buyers, can be a lifeline. Cooperatives and artisan groups have emerged in many regions, helping potters to access wider markets, improve their production techniques, and receive fair prices for their work. These organizations play a crucial role in sustaining the craft by fostering collaboration, providing training, and advocating for the artisans. They help bridge the gap between traditional production and the demands of the modern marketplace. Furthermore, there is a growing appreciation for handmade sustainable products, and African pottery, created from natural locally sourced clay, fits perfectly within this movement. Consumers are increasingly seeking out objects with a story, with a connection to a specific culture and a skilled artisan. This conscious consumerism can provide a powerful incentive for the continuation and revitalization of traditional pottery practices. The educational role of African pottery also continues in new forms. Workshops and cultural centers, both within Africa and abroad, offer opportunities for people to learn about these ancient techniques. This not only helps to preserve the skills but also fosters a deeper understanding and appreciation for African cultural heritage among a wider audience, including the younger generations within Africa itself. Challenges, of course, remain. The influx of cheap, mass-produced plastic and metal alternatives can threaten the market for traditional utilitarian pottery. Environmental concerns such as deforestation impacting fuel sources for firing also need to be addressed. However, the resilience and adaptability inherent in these traditions offer hope for their continued survival and evolution. Innovations are also occurring in response to these challenges. Some potters are experimenting with more fuel-efficient kiln designs or alternative firing methods. Others are focusing on higher-value artistic or decorative pieces that command better prices, catering to a niche market that values authenticity and craftsmanship over mass production. The digital age, too, offers new avenues. Online platforms allow African potters to showcase their work to a global audience, bypassing traditional intermediaries and connecting directly with buyers and enthusiasts. Social media can be a powerful tool for storytelling, sharing the process, and building a community around the craft. Ultimately, the modern significance of African pottery lies in its ability to connect the past with the present, tradition with innovation, and local communities with the global world. It remains a powerful symbol of cultural identity, a source of economic empowerment, and a testament to the enduring creativity of the human spirit, continually reinventing itself while honoring its ancient origins. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of traditional African pottery. We have journeyed from its ancient origins in the once green Sahara, through its profound cultural and spiritual significance, to its vibrant and diverse expressions across the continent, and witnessed its enduring relevance in the modern world. The story of African pottery is a testament to the ingenuity, artistry, and resilience of the human spirit, a narrative shaped in earth and hardened by fire, passed down through countless generations. This remarkable craft is more than just a collection of beautiful objects. It is a living heritage, a dynamic tradition that continues to evolve and inspire. From the hands of village artisans to the studios of contemporary ceramicists, the skill of transforming humble clay into vessels of meaning and utility persists. Each piece carries within it the echoes of a rich past and the promise of a creative future, connecting us to the fundamental human need to create and to tell our stories. By appreciating and supporting this ancient craft, we help preserve a vital part of Africa's cultural heritage. Whether by admiring these works in museums, purchasing pieces from ethical sources, or simply sharing their stories, we contribute to the livelihood of artisans and the continuation of these invaluable traditions. Let us cherish these clay chronicles, for they hold not just the history of a continent, but a universal reflection of our shared humanity.